Alright, in this video I'm about to prep a 400 square foot garden bed in 1 hour before the rain starts. And it's going to rain for the next week, so I also have to get my garden bed planted in the next hour. And I'm going to weed it with my mind so that I don't have to come back and weed this garden bed again all season long. Now just think for a second about what I'm talking about. If I were to get out here and use a shovel, which I'm not going to do, it would literally take me, like, I'm lazy and, I'm getting old. I'm like 40 now, 40 something. So, I don't have the back of a young man. If I were to try to dig this whole thing with a shovel, just kill me. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do a slash mulch thing and kind of hit it real quick and make some piles and plant into those so that I will have my my bed done. Yeah. And what I'm going to use is this chopper here. This chopper tool is my comma. And that's what I'm going to use to prep my whole garden bed. I don't need a shovel. Take your shovel and throw it in the lake. And then if you need to shovel, the lady of the lake will come and throw it back to you and proclaim you king. But you don't need that either. You don't want to be the king. You just want to be a gardener. Who wants to be a king? You be king of the garden. That's like a show, isn't it? So I could also use a big chopper, like a scythe for this, or I've done it with the weed whacker too. Today, I got to get it done in about an hour. I'm not going to do a super thorough job. I'm just going to do just the areas I need to get my stuff planted. That's it. I can come back and fill with the rest later. I just need to get big enough spots. There's sun infiltration, that's the sun, into there to make sure that the corn grows well. See, corn will shift its life cycle strategy if it's too impacted by weed growth around it. So you do have to give them enough space that they're not, it turns out there's research now, it has to do with the color green. It's like the light reflecting off other plants, if they're too close, signals the corn to shift into aggressive mode. You don't want aggressive corn. Like, aggressive corn is when you try to eat it, it's like, man, yeah, you don't want that. So we want nice, peaceful, productive corn that it just wants to feed the people, man. And through the magic of video editing, I am back. It's been about a half an hour, maybe more, someplace 35 minutes. I got me here a bunch of veggies that I pulled out of there. I'm going to use to make a vegetable broth. Put those ice cubes in the freezer. And I've got my bed, about 400 square feet, ready to be planted out. The thing is, at this point, I'm being a little bit precious with things. There's so much really good looking garlic, these onions, and there are lots of good looking stuff. So I'm really being careful with how I'm chopping. When I started doing this, I pretty much would just pick like one thing per square foot to leave and just chop everything else. And you know, now I'm probably being less smart about it. I'm probably leaving too much stuff. But you know, we'll see. If I get poor yields this year, then I'll tweak it a little more the following year. But I think we're going to be okay. And I've still got about half an hour, 20 minutes to get everything planted. And I think I can get it done. Because all I'm going to do now is take this and, well, I'll show you. Here's a section that I did before with some of my students. Getting a little bit of weedy stuff coming back in. I'm going to do just a quick little extra chop and drop on here. But take a look. It's mostly browns now. Nice rich mulch there. So what I do, I'm going to kick those daft fronds back so they're not in the way. I was saying before, I'm being a little too precious with things like these crones. I got enough crones in the garden, so I'm going to remove the crones too. Got enough dandelions. Yep, going to pull those. Marshmallow, I think I'll leave. So I'm just going to take my comma here, my cutter, and I'm going to poke it down in there and wiggle it so I get a nice shot through the mulch. I'll actually show you what it's like underneath here. So this has only been down about a week. Well, let's take a look in there. So here's into that planting hole, and I mean, that's going to be a nice spot for seeds to germinate. That's not going to have any problem at all. There's a little bit of fungus going on in there, no problem. And I just poke things down into there, dropping a seed, 4 of them into this mound. This has never been dug or anything, but it's ready to go. A little extra precious there again too. You know, what I found in the past is I really don't have to make that big of a deal over this. Just plop them in there and press them into the surface. You know, when I come back through, I'm gonna chop and drop anything else out of here that comes in up with them. This soil is just mush, you know. Technically you should do 2 seeds per hole there, so 8 bits of corn per mound. Plant it out at about a foot. That's it. Done. Now it's time for lunch, so I get to show you another way that we prep garden beds for the year. I'm going to eat this garden bed into the situation where I plant me this ground cherry here.